Good morning. We are back with our morning market report with yours truly, the Algo Capitalist, aka the Vulcan, coming to you live from postwavetrading.com, home of the world famous Postwave price trigger reports. Hopefully, everyone's doing well out there. We are starting a little late today, unfortunately, but better late than never, right? All right, let's take a look at what's happening in these markets. So if you look at the US dollar, it is still in the 106 handle, down 24 pips at 106.55. The euro now up 23 pips at 105.60. Pound sterling up 16 pips at 121.59. And the Aussie is up 31 pips at 63.69. The Bitcoin futures is up $505 at 28,280. So moving deeper in toward the 30,000 resistance. Ethereum futures up 3.5 at 1649.5. Crude oil futures dipped down to an overnight low of $82.34, just $2.34 off the psychological $80 support. Currently, it's trading at $83.41 a barrel, down 81 cents a barrel. Nat gas finally made it above the $3 mark. We're now at 305, right near the high of the session. Gold futures are off 90 cents at $1,833.90 an ounce after hitting an overnight low of $1,826.02 an ounce. Silver up 13 cents at $21.28 per ounce. Overnight low reached $21.06 an ounce. Almost getting into that $20 handle. Came within 6 cents, folks, of hitting that $20 handle. Copper is basically unchanged. It's at $3.58. You got the Dow futures down 25 points at 33,301. S&P 500 is off 4.25 at 42.43.5. NASDAQ 100 down 22.25 at 14,901.5. And the Russell down 1.5 at 1741.9. Soybeans off another 4 cents today at $12.68 a bushel, dropping below that $13 per bushel handle. You got corn down 6 cents at $4.85 a bushel. And wheat is up 1 penny at $5.61 per bushel. And that is the overnight markets. Now, taking a look at any market setups this morning, scanning now as we speak. So far, not seeing any setups. Looks like Nat Gas got close to having one, but it does not. All right, still scanning. Does anything meet the criteria? Nope. Soybeans came close. Nope. Okay, nope. No setups to speak of this morning. All right, so as you know, we got the September jobs data due out tomorrow on Take Back Friday. That's right, already. Can you believe it? Tomorrow's Friday already. Take Back Friday is upon us. What do you think those job numbers are going to look like? I'll be honest with you. I don't think it even matters at this point what the job numbers are, because the economy is already in the toilet and has already started circling the drain. And I don't think there's anything that can be done about that. I think this is going to be an ongoing problem that just gets worse and worse. And one of the reasons for that is because I don't think that the politicians have any idea what they're doing. And if I'm wrong about that and they do know exactly what they're doing, then that just means everything that we're seeing is being done on purpose. And that's a very difficult thing to get your head around. What do you mean it's being done on purpose? Well, take a look at the political instability in the United States that now seems to be accelerating. The U.S. national debt has surpassed $33 trillion. That's trillion with a T. Think about it. That's unfathomable. You can't even put your head around that. I have to admit, when you have overwhelming evidence of the president's treason and bribery and other high crimes, when a sitting president is demonstrably senile and unfit, you know good and well that Biden is not making any decisions or calling any shots. Not to mention the fact that he embarrassed the United States as he read from a teleprompter an incoherent, mumbling, stumbling address to the UN General Assembly. Who's really running the executive branch of the United States government? And the first impeachment hearing is only 8 days away. The underreported scandal of political persecution by the unhinged fascist attorney general of Michigan continues onward. Think about it. This type of circus can only end in a very bad way. I have to say, if you're not following this, then that just means you're really not paying attention to what's going on, because there's a lot of things that are going on. You have the Fed's emergency liquidation program known as BTFP, which is now over $100 billion. You got McCarthy being ousted. There's just so much happening here. You got the 20-year Treasury yield spiking to 5.13% as the yield curve gets ready to uninvert. There's just so much going on. You have to be concerned, and you have to be a little more than worried as to where this is all going to lead, because it's going to lead somewhere. We may not like where that somewhere ends up, but this is leading somewhere. It's going somewhere. And you have to pay attention and follow the money. And I don't know if this can be corrected in time, especially now that you have all this turmoil of a perfect storm hitting banks. You got tumbling deposits. You got rising unrealized losses, along with higher for longer interest rates. What in the world can they do to fix that? I'm here to tell you, I believe that they don't want to fix it and that they never had any plans of fixing it, because it's being done on purpose. I think they want to bring down the U.S. Why else would they allow the open borders? Why else would they allow immigrants to come in by the thousands, house them in hotels, give them money, transport them anywhere in the country they want to go? It's because they want to push the destabilization of the U.S. economy over the edge. It's being done on purpose. Nothing happens without their purview and blessing. It's all being done. This is a manufactured collapse of American society on every front. It's being done on purpose. This is what they intend to do. And yes, the commercial real estate market is the next big thing to break. It is what it is. What can you do about it? What can you say about it? Nothing. Nothing. You just have to take it for what it is. We talked about what's been happening in the residential side of things, but what about the commercial side of things? It's bad, folks. Bad, 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 and getting worse. So, with that being said, where do we go from here? Yesterday, I asked you guys to, in the comment section, to write space if you wanted me to do an in-depth talk on space and how the US government has been lying to its people about outer space. And it's a coordinated effort among the nations, the developed nations of the world, to keep that narrative going. And there is a dark, sinister reason for it. All right. And yeah, there's a lot of problems that stem from that alone. Everything is connected. And you have to remember that your government lies to you about everything, not something, everything. And you have to start asking yourself, why is it? Why are you being lied to so much? It's something to think about. Just something to think about. All right. So here we are. We have the Russell officially in a bear market now. We have the NASDAQ and the S&P and the Dow not far behind. Now, the NASDAQ has been the most powerful. So with that being said, once that breaks, it's pretty much all she wrote. And I think you're going to see a rapid acceleration to the downside coming. It should also be noted that we haven't been having a lot of our main rally and crash alerts because these markets are in a locked in position. When you see markets in a locked in position, it takes a miracle to turn it around. And what happens is the deeper the correction gets, the more sinister the trend that will develop, or should I say counter trend. And that's what you see happening right now as we speak. This is happening in your stock indices. The correction is getting stronger to the downside. It's picking up more momentum to the downside. And that's not what you want to see in a situation like we're having. You don't want to see that. You want to see the opposite. And that's not what's happening. And this is a dangerous situation, folks. I cannot stress the importance of this enough. This is a dangerous situation. Regardless of the AI fascination right now, it's not going to be enough to fix the economy. It's not going to be enough to turn things around. It's not going to be enough to even bring down interest rates because the bond market is in a locked in bear market and it can't get up. It's fallen and it can't get up. It's fallen and it won't get up. What are you to do in these situations and circumstances? There's nowhere for you to run because you're looking at the implosion bubble of everything, the everything bubble of that is bursting before your eyes. Have you not been paying attention? Have you noticed how Bitcoin and Ethereum have been going down along with gold and silver and the stock market? Yeah. And the higher crude oil goes, the more pressure it's going to put on your stock market and your gold and your silver and your cryptos because everything is interconnected now. The same sovereign wealth funds that are holding gold are also trading in Bitcoin and Ethereum. And that's why you're seeing what you are seeing in these markets. So I believe that they're going to do everything in their power to give you a dead cat bounce that they are going to call a Santa Claus rally. But as soon as the new year hits, I believe the wheels will fall off worse than they did in March of 2020. I believe it's going to be ugly. I believe it's going to be brutal. And like I said, it's not a lot, if anything, that they can do to stop it. That's why you're going to have to be able to defend yourself. They're not going to stop until everyone is on universal basic income. That is the end game. The end game is total control, total domination of every aspect of your everyday life, where you won't even be able to be permitted to breathe without permission. It's for a reason. This is what the plan is. You're going to have to be able to become self sufficient outside of that totalitarian system. And the only way to do that is through these markets. They've taken real estate away from you because they knew that most people would flock there. The market is the last beacon of hope because the markets are never going away. It's what the elite uses to move money around and to maintain their power and control over the masses, because the average masses don't know what they're doing. When it comes to the markets, they don't have an approach. They don't have a systematic methodology of consistency that gives them profit. That's why I came to YouTube in the first place, so that I could level the playing field and help the quote unquote average American citizen to be put on a playing field with the elite. And I have to say that some smart people over these last 10 years of me being on YouTube have taken advantage of said opportunity. But there's still a lot more to be done, because this universal basic income is coming to you whether you like it or not. Even those of you under the sound of my voice that say, well, that'll never happen to me because I have a good job. You have a good job for now, but you don't understand that they're coming for your jobs. You're going to be replaced by artificial intelligence or some type of robotic system. I don't care what you do for a living. If you work for someone and you are a 9 to 5 W-2 employee, your working days are numbered. You're about to be retired a lot sooner than you bargained for. Those of you that may have just joined the workforce, you just graduated high school, unfortunately, you're about to be retired too. You see, people look at how the minimum wage type jobs get swallowed up first by automation. And they say, well, that's just them. I'm a doctor, I'm a lawyer. Do you not understand that an AI can be programmed to be a better lawyer than you? An AI can be programmed to do better surgical procedures than you if you're a surgeon. An AI can be programmed to diagnose better than you if you're a doctor of internal medicine or family practice. You can be replaced by technology. Very few segments of the economic landscape is insulated from that. But for now, they're coming at all the minimum wage type jobs first, and then they're going to start making their way to the white collar jobs. You don't need a bank teller anymore. That's what an ATM is, a glorified bank teller. And ATM machines can be updated and outfitted with all types of abilities. You've seen the high-tech ATM machines. I remember when I first saw Bank of America's high-tech ATM machine, it blew me away. I felt like I was in a Battlestar Galactica episode or Star Wars episode. or Flash Gordon, some type of futuristic situation, because it can do everything. It can do it all. It can even talk to you. It can even greet you and say, "Hey, how you doing?" and call you by your name. So yeah, and it's outside. That ATM machine is outside 24/7. It doesn't matter if it's pouring down raining. It doesn't matter if it's a blizzard outside. It doesn't matter if the temperature is 100 degrees below zero with wind gusts of 60 miles an hour. None of that matters. The ATM machine will never complain. It will never go on lunch break. It will never go to the restroom. It will never take vacation. It will never call out sick. It will never become pregnant. It will never get married. It will never die or become injured. Its job and function is to work non-stop. You, as a human being, cannot compete with that. The ATM machine is working for free. It does not collect a salary or a pension. It does not receive benefits. And it never complains to its boss. That is the reality of the world that we are now living in. That is why you, human being, are no longer needed. That's why they're calling you a useless eater. You have become obsolete. They no longer need you. The elite no longer need you to run their restaurants and to ring up their orders. Soon, they won't even need you to Uber them around because they have driverless taxis. You get in and you can either go ahead with the touch screen and tell it where you want to go, or you can have the app on your phone and pre-register all of that. And when the drone of a car pulls up to pick you up, all you do is get in. It already knows where you want to go because you've already pre-programmed it when you opened up the app and called for the taxi. Same thing with the aircraft. That's coming too. All right. You think drones are just little things that people use a handheld Xbox controller to fly? No. You got commercial airlines now that are drones. Fly without a pilot. You don't need a pilot in there anymore. The plane takes care of itself. It flies itself directly to the destination. That's correct. They don't need you. Automation is changing the game. There's very little that you will need a human being for. These are dangerous times. So what is the human being supposed to do all day? I remember that episode of Black Mirror where this futuristic situation where the human beings, they were used as energy for the computers and the machines. Your constant movement provided energy that was needed, fuel to run the machines. So they were on these exercise bikes all day, pedaling. The faster you pedal, the more energy you put up. And once you met your energy quota for the day, you could get off the exercise bike and go about your business. But that's what the jobs were. The jobs were to create energy to run the machines. That's all a human being was good for: fuel, fodder for the machines. So think about it. Once they fully automated all the areas of the economy, what do they need you for? You become in the way. You're now in the way. So they're going to need to get rid of you. They're going to need to cull the herd because you don't need that many bodies. You don't need that many human beings. And if you notice all the sci-fi movies and stuff, and the sayings about, the sinister robots, they want to, obliterate humanity. No, they don't. The people who programmed the AI want to obliterate humanity. Who do you think is behind the whole AI and robotic push in the first place? It's the elite. They want to condition you to think that. because they want you to fear the machine. They want you to transfer your respect of authority from an individual to a computer. So when your police officer is no longer a human being, but a robot, an android, whatever you want to call it, automaton, whatever, synthetic life form, whatever you want to call it, it's not human. It feels no emotions. But they want you to transfer your fear and respect for the law onto the machine and the computer. That's correct. Fear the computer. You're being conditioned for that as we speak. Oh no, the computers want to obliterate humanity. Oh no. Why do you think they're outfitting these robots with laser cannons and guns and other devices that can incapacitate a human being or take out a human being and make a human being unalive? They're being outfitted with weaponry for a reason. Once they get all this stuff in place, once they use you to put all this technology in place, then they'll say, we no longer need you. You're in the way. We got to get rid of you. We got to call the herd. Just something for you guys to think about. All right, so that's my talk for the day. As time permits, I will start working on the space documentary, and we're gonna deal with that. We're gonna talk about the different areas of life where the government of the world has been lying to its citizenry. And we're going to look at what the consequences and ramifications of that are. And I'll do my best to make it as complete as possible. And with that being said, remember, bulls make money, bears make money, and pigs get slaughtered. So remember to take what you can and give nothing back. Don't forget our webinar today after 11 o'clock Eastern Standard Time. We're going to be doing that. You need to register at pulsewavetrading.com. I do believe the links are also in the description of this video, so you don't want to miss that. We're going to talk about how you can use the power of the morning setups with your trading. If you're a subscriber to the Pulse Waves, the morning setups can help you as well. You definitely don't want to miss that. All right, so I'll be seeing you guys there. Until next time, smash that like button, and best believe I'm up out of here. I'm up out of here. Peace.